Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Forex Daily Dimes. I am your host for the day, Josh Lilquist, and we got a real good day. We have a little bit of movement this week in the Forex market. Last week, as we had talked about, it was a quiet week. Not much news going on. It was just a kind of a lame week for the financial markets. But let's kind of let's talk about the forex markets. We'll get into several pairs today. Um, if you do have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat, and we will dive right into those. And as you know, we make no recommendations on this show. This is strictly for entertainment only. Past performance is not indicative to future results. Mostly for my entertainment purposes only. So let's dive into it. All right, so let's start off with the euro dollar. As we had talked about in the last month and a half or so, very bullish the euro dollar. We're trying to get up to this. If you look at here, this $1.20 area on this 4-hour chart, we had our hezzie line close above $1.1825. We've basically been in this trade for quite some time now, so we're still in wait and see mode. It's you got as long as you're protected on both ends, on your stop loss and your target, you just let it work. And this trade, typically, anywhere from a week or so. This has been for about a week now. So hopefully we're going to get up to the $1.20 area and close this out, and then basically reset itself on the hezzies on the euro dollar on the weekly chart. All right. So let's go into dollar yen. We had a couple opportunities here. Had a short opportunity here. Cut it short last week, about 11 pips short. Back into it here. Back at this $6.75 or 106.75. Okay. And looking to bring it back down to the $1.05 even, or 105 even, with our short bias on this weekly chart. As you can see, it's been a nice downtrend for quite some time on the bigger time frame, on this mid time frame on our 4-hour chart. Seeing a couple of really good opportunities here at this 106.75 area that we have marked here. All right, moving on to the Australian dollar. I tweeted yesterday. Looking to bring the Australian dollar up to the 80-cent area. Very bullish for quite some time. A lot of people say it's overbought right now. We got a nice close above the 72.50 area on this weekly chart, and looking for an entry here at 73.25. So hopefully it gets down there. Once it does, look to go long. Protect yourself at the 72.50 area. Target at 75 cents up here. All right, moving on to dollar CAD. Dollar CAD has been dropping for quite some time. Obviously, we've had a lot of weak dollar presence in the markets here, so most of the dollar pairs have been dropping. So this dollar CAD has been dropping for quite some time. Basically in this trade, looking to bring it down to the $1.30 area, and we're getting close. Looking to see some more selling pressure, bring it down to this $1.30 area to basically reset itself on our mid time frame and our higher time frame. Bring it back to reset, then we'll look to go long here above 32.50 or short above $1.2750 once we get us closed down below that. And we talk about these major hold numbers. These are major institutional buys and sells, right? They're moving the markets. So once we get closes above or below these, we're going to break it down to our 240 chart. You can do daily if you want, depending on how aggressive you'd like to be, and use your execution time frame there at the daily or the 240 4-hour chart. All right, let's move on. I don't believe there's anything going on with the dollar Swiss since it closed itself out or reset itself at the 90 cent area. Basically, we'll wait till we see a close above or below these hezzie bands on the weekly chart at 92.50 or 87.50. So not a whole lot going on there, just a wait and see mode. New Zealand dollar had a real nice move out of this. Unfortunately, no real entry point. We had a stop out last week. If you look at it here on the 240 chart, barely stopped us out. That's why you have your protection in. Got a close above the 67 or 65.75 area, but we did not get a retracement. It just screamed right up there. So that was unfortunately a trade that we did not get in. But the good thing is there will be more trades to be had there. We still have our long bias. We're going to see some selling pressure here starting at this 67.75 area. And we're kind of seeing some consolidation here, maybe some profit taking, or the bears coming in to drive it back down to the 61.75 area. So wait and see mode there. We're going to continue to have our long bias until it says not to. Euro pound, I believe there's nothing to look at there. Same thing as last week. Sitting in half court, basically in no man's land at 90 cents. New Zealand CAD, I believe this is the same as well. Oh, no, my mistake. We have a short opportunity here. So, had a stop out last week. All right. Got real close. Had some buying pressure at this 85.75. Stop out there. We're looking to get short here again below the 86.75 or at the 89.25 area. These aren't recommendations for everybody that's watching. These are just sort of some for entertainment only. Mostly my entertainment. So make sure to put any comments in the chat if you want to cover any pairs on the show today or pairs in the future as well. Make sure to type in the chat. All right, moving on to the New Zealand yen. I don't believe a whole lot to look at there. Sitting in no man's land. Trade dime. Yes, you can do short-term trading with this method. A lot of people like to just break it down to smaller time frames. So what a lot of people will do, and I actually had a guest on the show last week, David Warner. He does a lot of shorter-term trading with this method, and you can basically bring it down to. You can start your time frames at. I mean, you can go down as short as you want, but maybe an hourly on your larger time frame, right? To find which way you want to be, long or short, if you're whatever your bias is, and so hourly in either 15-minute, 5-minute. I mean, the choice is yours on how aggressive you want to be. I like larger time frames, just based off of. I mean, I like to trade. I don't like to day trade, so I like the longer time frame. Some people like to day trade, be in and out of your trades and done for the day. So that's a choice. You do have Trade Dime. I like the name Trade Dime 22. That's nice. So let's move on. Hopefully, we've got some more here to look at. We're looking at the New Zealand yen. Nothing there. Prices in no man's land. Australia, New Zealand. You can see here we had a trade closeout last week, or an opportunity last week, and now it's reset itself. Just looking to get a close above or below there. See where we can go next. Australian yen. So we still have our long bias. We're getting close to an opportunity here. Had some really great buying pressure here, but the bears came in, started dropping this down at 78.25. So once we get a close above here, I mean, we'll look to go long here. just an opportunity. These are not recommendations, just so everybody knows. This is strictly for my entertainment and yours, hopefully. If you have any other questions, feel free to type in the chat. Let's that's kind of the currency markets. A lot of the pairs that I like to look at. Let's dive into. Let's check out the S&P 500. See what that did here today. All right, so S&P 500. Today's Monday, the last day of the month, I believe, 31st of August. Down day in the S&P 500. I mean, obviously, we've had such a great bull market. Is this going to turn things around? Who knows? I mean, just have your protection. If you're long this market right now, have your stops and have your protection in. But, I mean, the trend's telling us where to go. So, I mean, use your best judgment. Nice job, Trade On. Yeah, that was Friday or Saturday when the Prime Minister resigned. Were you long, or were you? Let's check at that dollar yen real quick. Were you doing some shorter term trading with the dollar yen, or were you doing some cross pairs with that? Because the dollar yen didn't have a whole lot of movement. A little bit of drop on in the evening on Sunday night, about 8 o'clock. But yeah, that's Dave, he's a great instructor, great inside the markets, knows a lot about fundamentals and just the Forex or the currency market in general. So I definitely you could follow him on Twitter. I don't know his handle offhand, but he'll be back on the show here, hopefully, probably this week towards the end of the week or early next week. He'll be back on, and we can talk more about the shorter term trading the dimes. There was a past session. There's been a couple that he's been on. If you want to check those out, got it. So S&P 500. Let's look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq has been driving this whole market. The FANG stocks. Facebook has been driving it too. And Apple had a split today, 4-to-1 split. So I wonder if I have it on here. We can probably take a peek at that too. So that's going to change things up on the Dow. I believe that. I think they're in the Dow as well, because that's a price-weighted index. So Nasdaq, we had a nice update today, continuing to chug along here. I mean, we're well above all-time highs from the beginning of the year. So a lot of people that are in these equities markets, especially the currencies. Especially the tech stocks. They're just skyrocketing. Yeah, let's check out the pound. You like to trade that? What do they call that? The Widowmaker. See if we can get that pound yen. Pound yen. Always a lot of volatility with this pound yen. That's why they call it the Widowmaker. Short-term trading. If you were probably on let's just take a peek at a 15-minute chart. And this is TradingView, by the way. It's a platform. A lot of people like to use it. I don't personally use it for my execution, but I do like their platform. A lot of good features. You must have been short right last night on this pound yen. Dropped about some pretty good drops there for short-term trading. Let's go back to some of the equities. Let's check out the Dow real quick. The Dow Jones. Let's go back to our daily chart so we get some context on what we're doing here. So the Dow was down for the day. Looks like about 0.78%. Still, this is the last one that has not reached all-time highs yet. So let's peek at the dollar, the Dixie. Obviously, the dollar has been dropping for quite some time, really since March of this year. That's why a lot of the currency pairs that are with the dollar, especially the Australian dollar, that's been rising. The dollar CAD has been dropping significantly. So a lot of opportunity for those that want to take advantage of that. But always protect what you have. Always have your stops in, and make your own decisions within especially the currency market, because there's a lot of leverage in there, 50-to-1 leverage. So make sure you are trading with proper risk management. So let's look at one more. I don't know if anybody trades cryptos at all, but I like this Ethereum chart. There's a lot of talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and some of those other ones in the past, for a long time now. But we're seeing some bullish movement coming out of there. So, is crypto the way it's going to be the next few years? Who knows? But something to take a look at. I don't trade a lot of the cryptos. They're just so volatile, and it's hard to manage your risk if you're going to be on a midterm or a shorter term trading. So trade those with caution. So so that'll do it for today, everybody. I hope everybody got a little bit out of today. We're gonna have some more guests on the show. I'm gonna try to get Alex Perna. He's a Forex trader, longer term Forex trader. So I'm gonna try to get him on the show here in the next few weeks. And we'll also get some equities traders and futures traders and cover more than just the Forex market. We'll still call it the Forex Daily Dimes. But hope everybody enjoyed the show, and I will see you next time. Retire young, my friends.